Hello, everyone. You guys remember LEITO, right? Or otherwise known as the welfare king. Some call him the parasite, the dirtbag. I call him late trash, right? LEITO, late trash. Now, if you didn't know who he is the Venezuelan migrant that went on TikTok, which I call Tik Trash. I love to trash on everything, as you can tell. Anyway, he went on that platform to, he crossed the border illegally into the United States. And then he went on Tik Trash and he told his migrant audience, he showed his migrant audience how to take advantage of the system as a migrant. He went in supermarkets, recording himself buying all of these items with the government's money. He also told his people how to work off the books while receiving benefits from the government as a migrant. His wife, Miss Piggy, was pregnant at the time, and he told other migrant women that they can come here pregnant and the government will pay for their health care. And once she gave birth, he also showed them that the government was not charging him anything, or the hospitals were not charging him anything, or her, for the birth of the baby, because the government will pay for it all. And so he gave a lot of tutorials, and he encouraged women to come here pregnant. And if they didn't come here pregnant, it was okay, because they can also get pregnant here and give birth to an American baby. He loved that analogy, being that he did that with his daughter. So Late Trash went ahead and called us and the legal immigrants a bunch of losers, slaves. He then went on to say that he wasn't here to work hard or break his back. He was here to be smart and make money and take advantage of the system. Then he went on a rant telling migrants that they can squat homes. And finally, he was arrested. But I do have an update on him and his wife, Miss Piggy. She participated in a lot of these videos, including that one that they recorded where it was a Walmart shoplifting tutorial. Okay, she was laughing and running outside of Walmart, and they were showing their audience how to shoplift and get away with it. A lot of you guys were asking for an update, and so here it is. I got an update on Late Trash and his wife, Miss Piggy. But I did want to say something real quick. Venezuela is having presidential elections right now. This is on July 28th, 2024. For the record, I am recording this around midnight of July 28, 2024. I will try my best to upload the video there. But how does this election, or why does it even matter to America? Does it even have any effect on us here in the United States? Well, I think it partially does when it comes to the migrant crisis. You see, all of these migrants that are crossing over the border are seeking asylum, or TPS, temporary protection status, because of the regime over there. But if this communist regime was to finally be dethroned, then it's game over for them and the migrants. There would be no more excuse, no more parole, no more TPS, no more asylum. Game over. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, especially for those that don't like this country, that keep saying, I don't like it here. And they want to take advantage of the system and want to go back because they love their country better. So get out. It would finally happen. And a lot of them are already saying that they would go back immediately.
in Venezuela. We have not seen a change in government. So Hugo Chavez ruled, and then Nicolás Maduro has been in power. So we don't know what it would look like to see Nicolás Maduro actually be defeated and see how that change of power would go. But what they have promised, Maria Corina Machado, is to try to bring back the millions of Venezuelans that have fled the country. Let's hear from some Venezuelans that have fled, and this is what they think they would do if the opposition wins.
I wouldn't even think about it. I would go back home. Without thinking about it, I would return to my country.
Now you have others that will stay and will take advantage, save money, eventually return. But I think that by the time President Trump wins the election and then takes over the White House, he can easily kick them out. All of them out. There would be no more excuse. Think of it as if the war in Ukraine were to be over tomorrow. Well, then the Ukrainians would no longer need asylum or any protection status because the war is over. They can go back. So the same thing would happen with Venezuela. Now, I doubt that this corrupt government in Venezuela would just hand it over like that. They have cheated in the past, and I'm confident they will do it again. They are a narco state. They are killers. They don't care if Venezuela goes through a civil war as long as they remain in power. Sounds familiar, right? Like the Democrats over here. Anyway, so I could be wrong. A lot of these analysts are saying that the voting will be so overwhelming against the regime that they would have no other choice but to step down and accept it. I hope that's true. And if it is, I'll come here and tell you I was wrong, and I'll give you my reaction. But I doubt they'll just hand it over that easily. They don't want to lose power. They know they'll go to jail. They'll go to prison. Yeah, not even jail. They'll go to prison if things were to be handled properly. I'm sure that most likely they'll strike a deal and leave the country if that was the case, right? But that's my opinion. I think it would have a deep effect of this migrant crisis when it comes to the Venezuelan community anyway. Not everything, right? Because now we have Chinese, we have the Middle East, we have Africa now involved in the migrant crisis, and other South American countries as well. And so, but at least, hey, something is something better than nothing. And that includes LEITO. He would be history here. What's his case? He doesn't need to claim asylum anymore, any type of protection. Venezuela right now, well, the communist government doesn't want to take any of these people back. They know that a lot of them are bad news. And you know that the Venezuelan crime rate is very low right now. I wonder why. Well, because they're here. And so, yeah, he would lose any type of protection. His wife, Miss Piggy, would do the same. I believe they would be kicked out almost immediately when the opposition takes power in Venezuela. But again, that's just a little side note, just so you know what's happening and how that would affect us here in America. Needless to say, it is time for the updates. So let's get started. Okay, guys, just for old time's sake, and for those that don't know who this piece of trash is, let me translate a couple of his previous videos. So in this one, he's saying, all right, guys, so I'm here to tell you that I'm collecting any and all of these used clothing I will sell it in Venezuela, and people will buy it because they're all American brands. And where do I buy this clothing? Well, I am not buying it. I'm just picking up from those that donate clothing here in America. You see, I have my van here, and when people donate these clothings here, I would pick them up and take them to Venezuela for that community that don't have proper clothing over there in Venezuela. And yeah, some of these are new, some of these are used, and I will sell them for a good price. Look at this dress. This is perhaps for my first lady, for his wife, he's saying. Maybe for Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. She also needs clothing, so maybe this is for her. And I do have to save money. So instead of buying her clothing, I may just give her this nice dress. And so here he is picking up, where where people donate clothing. He just picks them up and just puts them in the van, and then off he goes. That's what Late Trash does. He called that one of his businesses, by the way. On this other video, he is repeating himself, if you will, saying that this is his new business that would generate a lot of profit. There he is, picking up clothing that's donated to those in need here in America. But his idea was to send it to Venezuela and sell it, because he knows that a lot of these American brands in clothing and in technology are highly regarded. Either way, he just did videos like this, pretty disgusting, and he could care less. And that's Late Trash for you guys. That's his character, both in front and behind the camera. Okay, because now he claims that it was all an act. But we know that's BS. That's his true self. A complete garbage for a human being. No excuse at all. And although I'm disappointed that he was able to record so many videos like those without any consequences, I'm glad that he was finally arrested. Now here's the update. So for Miss Piggy, she's working, guys. No more first lady, no more being behind the camera with Late Trash. You see her right there. That's her TikTok account. And she's working in a warehouse. She's packing stuff. Still doing her TikTok lives, though, of course, They love the attention. They love the TikTok lives. Even working. I don't know how that's possible, by the way. I would figure that a supervisor would be like, you cannot use the phone here, but I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. So in the video, well, in part of the live, she mentioned that Late Trash was a character, it was an act, and that people shouldn't be upset about it, that he was just playing around. So she is not happy that he was detained because of his character, and that was just all fake. She also said that they are no longer together. They broke up. Oh, so sad, right? So sad. And that he's trying his best to fix the situation and get out of that jail. She said that she is a hardworking person and she will move forward with her goals and whatnot. Nothing major. Not that I would expect anything major from Miss Piggy. But that is the update on her. She is working now. If you have a question in regards to whether or not she is working off the books while still receiving benefits or not, I don't know. We can take a guess. But that's all we know for now. She is in that warehouse. At least she's working. Not that I approve that she is. She shouldn't be here, the way she entered and the way she mocked this country. But I find some joy in watching the before and after Late Trash's arrest. Let's get to his update. This is from the New York Post, and I will read the article. So he is still detained, and the article goes as follows. Illegal migrant TikTok influencer who urged others to squat in U.S. homes, believed to have worked in Venezuela's military intel. Federal authorities believe that the migrant TikTok influencer who became a social media sensation for encouraging others to squat in U.S. homes was a sergeant in Venezuela's military intelligence unit before he illegally entered the country, a federal source told the Post. Lionel, or Late Trash, who went viral for bragging about all the money he was making in government benefits, was arrested by ICE officers in March for skipping out on the terms of his probation after he crossed the southern border illegally. Since his arrest, intelligence officers have taken a closer look at his history and his life in Venezuela, noting that he allegedly was a sergeant of the Venezuelan General Directorate of Military Intelligence, according to a Homeland Security source. He's 27 years old, crossed the border illegally into Eagle Pass, Texas on April 23rd, 2022, a day that we can all remember as a disgrace to this country. I added that part. And was released into the country but skipped out on required check-ins with ICE, which led to his arrest. When it comes to Venezuela, the task is nearly impossible because the government there is unwilling to communicate with U.S. authorities. Several Border Patrol sources have told the Post. Knowing who these guys are, we have no access to anything international. We really don't, and it kind of sucks, said one border agent. Another quote says, I wanted to get into Border Patrol and protect from terrorists. And it's well, I probably let terrorists in the country, end quote. Late Trash remains in custody in Ohio and will be seeing a judge. However, he's been having trouble coming up with the money to hire an attorney. So the judge presiding over his immigration case has kept delaying his appearance, according to sources. Late Trash has been laying low in jail. The sheriff told the Post, the quote is, I don't know of any problems that we've had with him. He is with the rest of the ICE inmates, end quote. Late Trash previously used his social media platforms to encourage other migrants to come to the U.S., where they could get money from collecting government handouts. And I quote, I didn't cross the Rio Grande to work like a slave, end quote. Late Trash said in one Instagram clip while waving around $100 bills. Late Trash also boasted about how he had enough money to support himself, his wife, and their baby for 18 months without needing a job. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives had also been weighing possible gun charges against Late Trash, who was seen in past social media posts holding firearms, according to internal federal documents previously reviewed by the Post. In a previous interview with the Post, Late Trash moaned from jail that he's a victim of unjust persecution, end quote. And I quote, I came here to the United States because of persecution in my country, but they're doing the same thing to me in the United States, persecuting me, end quote, Late Trash said. And I quote again, it's all misinformation in the media about me. They're defaming me. They're misrepresenting me in the news. I am a good father, a good husband, a good son, a good person, humble, respectful to people who respect me, end quote, said Late Trash. And that was the update. He's a good person now. He's a piece of trash who deserves to be where he is. If anything, he shouldn't be here. But we're still under the Joe Biden and Damballa administration, so I couldn't expect anything more than what we have right now. Well, guys, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video, letting me know what you think about this story in the comment section below. And I will see you on the next one.